Okay, hi everyone, welcome back, and in this update we are going to check out Gala's price chart, and here is something interesting for you. Despite the recent move on the downside, I actually decided to buy Gala right at this point, about 1.44 cents, and I'm going to in today's update tell you why. But before we get into that, let's just zoom in more and see what happened. Okay, if you remember the last time that we talked about yellow, we were right around this area, and the idea was that this seems like a slow and choppy bounce, so makes sense to argue this is a correction structure, and you should probably expect yet another move on the downside. And in that move, pay full attention to this very important low and see, are we going to take it or not? So did we take it? Let's just hide everything. As you can see, the answer is absolutely yes. There is no denying that anymore. Now, why is this so important? Because now I'm going to argue the recovery phase is going to take some time in Gala, and you need to be a bit patient. You see, if you want to say that we're going to have our final low around here, and overall maybe we are having a bit of a bullish setup, then okay, you have to be able to find at first off of the lowest low a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, followed by a correction structure on the downside. Let's just leave this object, let's say, sure, in form of an ABC, and this is going to take some time, probably a whole lot longer than the length of this 5 wave up timing voice. Okay, it's very important to understand that. And from this point to about here, on net the price is not really going to do a whole lot, but it's overall going to take some time, and it is going to be a bit annoying. However, the idea is after this phase down is over, you are going to have a very strong bounce. Why? Because in terms of Elliott waves, we say that this 5 wave on the upside on a higher degree, according to the bullish count, is into a wave 1 correction for wave 2. And what's next? Well, Elliott wave suggests that your next move is going to be a massive one up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. And again, this is kind of the key point. In terms of Elliott waves, wave 3 is known to be quite a strong and sharp move on the upside. Okay, remember that. Now, let's go on the live chart and see what is happening. And prior to taking this low, I was saying in Gala, look, this can be 5 wave up into a wave 1, followed by a correction for wave 2, and what's next? Big move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And in other words, we didn't really have to spend a whole lot of time right around the lows, and we could have gotten our bounce back effective immediately. However, now I cannot argue that anymore. Now, having said that, why did I say at the beginning of the video that I actually bought Gala recently? Here is why. You see, I am still insanely bullish in Gala, and I do fully believe that off of the lowest low down here, about let's say 1.2 cents, we are having 5 up into 1 correction for wave 2. And what's next? Probably in the next couple of months, we are going to get a massive bounce into wave 3 and 4 and 5. But here is the situation. In like very short term, in order to have yet another 1 and 2, this might actually end up taking a couple of weeks. So, you know, give this thing some time to play out. But then please remember that the overall trend, in my view, is still absolutely bullish. Now, here's a question for you. What can be our stop loss in case you want to go long in Gala right around the current point? Well, here's the deal. You can have many different stops, but if you want to sort of kind of, I would say, play it safe, you can have your stop under the lowest low down here, about 1.2 cents, meaning what? You are having, let's say, even like a 3 cents stop. On the other hand, though, what's going to be your target? You see, if you want to be a bit conservative, I think bare minimum your target for the next leg up in Gala can be somewhere around the 3 cents area. So in essence, you are having about, let's say, 0.3 of a cent in terms of a stop loss. However, on the other hand, around, let's say, a 1.5 cents target, meaning what? Your risk to reward ratio, I believe, is about 1 to 5, which is fantastic. And that, my friends, is actually a very important reason for why I bought Gala around the lows. Do not get me wrong. There is very much still a chance that this isn't going to be over. And for example, if we just go on this time frame, there we go. We may have, I don't know, maybe like an A, B, C, and on a higher degree, this might be an A, B, C, D, E, a triangle structure, and then we may see another move on the downside. But I did buy Gala right around the lows in here, knowing the fact that we could do something like this, and it's not really going to be a problem at all since I bought Gala for the next couple of months. Okay, it's very, very important to understand that. And here is what I have to say as my final point. Even if we end up going lower and we take all the lows, even at that point, I'm not going to sell my Galas. Okay, odds are you're just going to see me, hey, I just bought more and more Gala in hope that we get a very strong bounce. So overall, do not get me wrong, this is absolutely bullish, and as long as I'm not proven otherwise, I am going to stick with my bullish thesis. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Gala's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.